Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Wanderer's Guide to Esterra. As always, I'm your wandering guide, Luke. Welcome to episode 17. Winds of the World 2024 have begun. And when I say Winds of the World 2024, I of course mean Winter 2024. Got to be specific about that. I've been very lax in my coverage of this batch of the Winds so far, especially because it's in a form that would be really, really good for content creation in a weekly basis, but I've been a complete lazy douchebag about that. It's also just like tricky to coordinate getting guests in a weekly pattern. Fortnightly would probably be better. I could be a lot better at this. Frankly, I'm not. We're human. We make mistakes. So hopefully all the levels are fine. I'm still working out how to use OBS. I've got more or less everything where I need it at the moment, with the exception that I broke my $200 microphone. I have another one on the way. It'll likely be done, hopefully, by the time I do the next recording or stream, one of the two. But at the moment, I'm back to my old Guitar Hero Wii microphone, which, yes, is a USB Logitech microphone, so it actually is fine. It sounds not disgusting. But still, would prefer to have the better sound. But hey, we're here. So, got a few things to go over. So, before anything kicks off, got some things that need to be mentioned. First of all, ticket prices will be going up or have gone up. One of the two. Please check Sam Bowden's post on the Concord LARP Facebook page. They will be capping out at $175. It is very expensive. Please get them at the $150 price if you can. Save yourself a bit of money. If you can't, rip. That's where things are. Any issues with payments, or even doing partial payments, anything like that, even the possibility of it, please contact Sam Bowden or send an inquiry to concordplot@gmail.com, I believe is what you want, something along those lines. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. In addition, there has been some updates to how Cakeonomics/Gameonomics will be working going forward. If you have not seen this, I'm not going to explain it here on worry of actually screwing up how to explain it, and thusly maybe get into some legal trouble. So please, go read Michael Harris's /Skittles post on the Concord LARP Facebook group as well. There is an associated document that goes along with it in part. Please read that post very, very thoroughly, very, very carefully. You'll know you found it when you read it. Please go read that, or ask someone on the Concord LARP Discord server, or even in the Concord LARP Facebook page, to direct you to that particular post and the other associated document so you can read it carefully. Please read the comments on the main post itself. There's some questions asked and answered there. Any other questions about Gameonomics, as it is currently referred to as now, like logistic stuff with any of that, please contact Sam Bowden as the head of Concord Logistics. That's the person you want to talk to. Please get your ducks in a row for this one. This is a very big change that sucks. This is going along with a lot of federal legislation that came into play in December of 2023. So please go pay attention to that stuff. It's very important. There has been some big game updates that happened in the beginning-ish of this year. There's a post about that. The wiki has been updated more or less. Getting your hit points, energy, and mana is a lot easier now. Surgeons have had a big update. There's the new spell. There's so many big things that have really shifted the game. There's a lot of stuff. Please go get caught up if you haven't. It's very important, or you might get caught unawares, which includes there are now 3 categories of wound cards. There are physical wounds, which surgeons will handle. There are spiritual wounds that priests will handle, and there are arcane wounds that a mage can handle, or at least look at, via the Detect Magic spell. That is the main way to do that now. Detect Magic may have other uses as time goes on. At the moment, Arcane Wound is the big one. Please I would love for more mages to have Detect Magic as a baseline, because it is just a useful support spell to have, because it's always useful to have mages that can detect magic. Full stop. I've taken it because there's been some ceremony updates to 2 Anarch ceremonies, and there is a new Lumos ceremony all around Pathroxy Thralls. Yes, this is to do with Leif Al-Andash, I believe was the name, or Leif Al-Tanabar, one of the two. This is the Andashi NPC that got murdered, and thusly a couple of Iron Valiers got prosecuted for. This is to do with that. Basically, these are just updates that have just hit now. Super interesting stuff. There's a bunch of other stuff, like the Deathless skill has been reworked. So now Deathless just increases your bleed out timer to 5 minutes. It's just a single purchase of the skill, or acquisition of the skill in whatever form. And then there is a secondary skill off of that called Unstoppable, that lets you spend an energy, spend 5 minutes of appropriate roleplay. There's, again, and you get up on 1 hit point. Please go read these skills very carefully for the wording. I'm not doing them justice here. Some artisan items have been updated, so please go read those very, very carefully, especially the Lich Paragon Robe Mastercraft item. It is very cool. It is very spicy. I like it. There are... I don't know if any potion changes have happened yet. I'm not really concerned about that at the moment. Only, like, what? 2, maybe 3 potions ultimately we get affected by this as it stands. So, yeah, it's probably fine. There's a bunch of other changes as well. Please go through the updates on the wiki, or, again, if you want to know any other updates that have happened, talk to people in the Concord LARP community, or, again, get in contact with me. I can point you in the direction of different things. I'm usually keeping an eye on the wiki for any updates. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Right, the Church of the Divine Spheres has also received some updates as well, with the Concordian tenets. Is it strictures? I think it's strictures. Strictures, doctrine, tenets, that kind of thing. That's all gotten a good update, and there's going to be more, I believe, coming in the pipeline. Yeah, the Groundskeeper of Rickensteer has received its own title page. The Throne has its own link on the titles pages. There's a couple other things we'll get into when I start trawling through the first 4 Winds of the World articles. I will be talking about pointing out there's some spicy new stuff. We'll get to that. At the moment, we're going to go through the first 4 Winds articles. With the Wrath of the Concord, the War in Wayland, a Matter Fit of Boghoffons, Greenweild and Laronemere. I believe it's There Are No Kings Here, to do with Bolsterlee, and, you know, Ill-Severe, stuff like that, I believe. And then the Weight of Worth, being the 2 Senate Commission / appraisals put forward. I'm not going to go into excruciating detail with these 4. I'm also just going to do some highlight stuff, talk about interesting points here that I think are quite cool. I'm going to try and hammer these out because I have some stuff to do today and I want to get this out. So, yeah, let's hit on with the first one, the War in Wayland. So, short TLDR, Onyx Arastocracy basically threw a really big haymaker at the Concord, resulting in over 40,000 power worth of military strength. This was last summit's, Summer Summit 2023. This is like, I think it's inarguably, like, this is the biggest thing happening. Like, this is like, this is a level of curb stomp. That was kind of scary. A lot of effort was done across the Concord. Every realm contributed to the war effort here. Full stop. Every single person did, both for downtime stuff and for at-game actions. Almost every aspect of Passage contributed The hospital contributed, the Senate did, I'm pretty sure the Senate did, to its own degree. Every realm did, the Shard Circle did, I'm pretty sure the Church did in general. The point is, everybody pulled together for the war in Wayland, and long story short, we won. Won in the sense that we got hit with just over 40,000 power, and we beat them to a standstill, and they fucked off. So we quote-unquote won. A lot of losses have been sustained, and I'll go through those roughly here. So let me pull up the wiki, and I'll start sort of going through some stuff. Again, I'm not going to... If you want to read these and give the full respect to the writers for their incredible work, please go actually read this. It's worth it. Alright. So, first up, we have Consume the Harshest Truth. This is the Duchy of Evergard, which still does not have a duke, as a note. This is a pretty big one. This is where the Wraith of Port Gargant, Dacarum Remortis, and his plague army, his Basisrect riddled army, was thrown. This has been fought off by the Legion of the Black Heart Bear, and General... I gotta make sure I say this correctly. General Valric Danshaw. I'll double check that, actually. Just want to make sure. Yep. So, yeah, this is bad. This, I believe, was supported by... and assisted with by, I believe, the the head surgeon of the Passage Field Hospital. I think this is where this partially came into play. Point is, there was a lot of work put into this for quarantining and curing a Basisrect very, very quickly, very, very efficiently. The Wraith of Port Gargant himself entered the fray, hoping to basically put the scythe to Valric Danshaw, who had fucked off to do a side quest. Sorry, not a side quest. I believe to do a defensive bloody Ritterswald, I believe. One of the two. Point is, the general wasn't even there at the specific time that Dacarum Remortis was going to go start stomping face. Yeah, wasn't there, which I find very funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Oh, yep. Sorry, just found the specific thing. Yep. The head surgeon absolutely did assist with this. A lot of effort. You know, Crow Doctor's doing the thing as well. Right, so the other thing that went down in Evergard, this is kind of a big deal. Mages that were a part of the ritual, the Twin Gaze of the Crystal Maw, will know what this is about. Basically, this is where the Crystal Maw opened and has remained open. It is a fucking massive pit near Lake Leger that is draining into this hole. There are big crystal spikes ringing the mouth of it. It is a very deep hole. I'm going to see if I can find the measurements. Yeah, 2,000? Yeah, more than 2,000 paces. Yeah, it's big. It's fucking big, alright? It's really big. Big hole. Right. When the general did return from his efforts far afield and returned to the warfront, returned with a bunch of Lorena Bravos and soldiers, which is awesome. Yes, and now here's the interesting point with this one. The Madre Campo came, banners and soldiers, also being led by a woman with a wide veiled hat. I don't know what that means. That detail scares me, because if you've done any reading about the people of the Hikari, or Hikari, I think it's Hikari, I believe the pronunciation, something their soldiers especially commonly wear are like wide veiled hats, because it's very swampy and boggy, and there's a lot of insects around in the Hikari lands. So yeah, that shit's scary. So I'm a little worried about that. I don't know if that is actually someone from the Hikari, or moved to the room or something like that. I'm actually not sure, but that's a thing. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if this is a PC or an NPC. I don't know, but that's a wild detail. But yeah, Crystal Moor exists. Big crystals. No idea what this means. In reality, it's still open. As a note, it has not shut, as far as I can tell. But yeah, this is some real Nurgle hours. If you have played Warhammer 40,000 or Warhammer Fantasy and you know about the Chaos God Nurgle, this reeks of Nurgle vibes. Plague everywhere. It's awful. Ultimately, the battle has been won, but there's a lot of damage that does need to be repaired. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get letters and opportunities and stuff to help Everguard and the Crystal Moor situation, along with plenty of others. Yeah, this is a big deal. But hey, the battle was won. Yeah, a bunch of specific investments has been hit, operating at a lower tier and being damaged. Please, if you have any Bordavarians with an investment, or anyone with an investment, I should say, in the Duchy of Everguard, please go read this specific section to see if your investment has been hit. Very, very important. Thank you. All right, next up. I love the title of this one. All right, who's dead? Who's not dead? Sound off. This is the battle in the south. I believe this is the Starscar front. Yep. So this is the battle in Starscar. This is the work, I believe, of the Ironhide Brigade and the Desert Whisperer and Ashi army, doing a two-pronged assault. I believe this is against the General. Oh no, this is Radimir of the Vale. Alright, yes, this is the, oh boy, yep, this is the other big Onyx individual. Or Iron Brawlers, sorry, my apologies. Bunch of criminals were brought out to do a lot of fighting as well. This one's damn brutal. Big thing to note with this one, along with a bunch of camaraderie being done by the captains and commanders and associated individuals to do with the defense of Starscar, there's also a case that our own Brigadier Gallard Grey had a duel and fight with someone known as, or a woman known as the General. Gallard Grey has received a wound from this. She'll get it beginning of game, the card for. Worth noting as well, rumors abound who this could be. So it is very unlikely this was any of the Avalon traitors. Could have been, but I doubt it. My current guess is this is the Bordavarian Archmage that got raised. This is I can't remember her name, Elith Gravemarked, I believe. This could be someone else, but yeah, bad stuff happened. I think it's Elith Gravemark, one of the two, or something like that. Point is, someone named the General, a woman named the General, has been raised and is spooky. Yeah, this one was also very brutal. Yeah, a lot of courage on display here by the peoples of Starscar. A lot of courage being displayed here. Very, very cool stuff. You'll love to see it. And actually also showing their might here. Pretty cool. Love that. Bit of cultural pride here for me. Currently playing an Andashi character. Love to see it. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Alright. It seems there's also... Yep, there's also a bunch of military investments that have been damaged. Please go read this if this is any of you. We have Darcy Oakenwinters, William Roderick, Morgan Thatcher, and Carmelo Elboon, I believe is the pronunciation. Point being, yours investments are damaged. Military investments are damaged. You may want to get that sorted. Alright. Next up, we have no knowledge of defeat. Battle in the East. This was to do with the Third Front. This is where Sir Thordis Revet and the Marble Gauntlet, and it would appear to be the traders of House Avalon, start to make their offensive. Yeah, there's some brutal shit, including people walking into a command tent. I believe the Avalon traders and such walking into a command tent, a bunch of people falling to their knees, and then getting slaughtered, it would seem. Yeah. A lot of sacrifices in this one. Sorry, I'm also just like double checking because it's been a while since I've touched this particular article, but yeah, there's a lot here. There's a lot of brutality. There's a lot of death. Yeah. Gonna double check something. Oh, yep, Huskrulls, Banner Cloaks. So, yep, the Valley coming in. Valley doing their thing as they tend to do, coming in to kick some ass. Excellent. Thought that was the case. Oh, yep. So, worth noting as well, of course, Banneret, Sir Louis War, kicking ass as always. General Godric as well, doing a lot of heavy work. Yeah, Duke of Tarscar basically came in and was like, yeah, by the seal of the Ducal Council, or the Ducal Council or Wise Council? Hold on. Want to be sure. Yep, rid of the Ducal Council and basically set fire to the fields, also burning a lot of the undead, but it seems like a lot of the land itself is damaged. Yeah, burnt a full 3/4 of his duchy to the ground. Yeah. A lot of good, like, I mean, it, again, I've said it in game, and I'll say it again now, it worked. It definitely worked. Yeah, it does also make a point here to say, like, this is not like the scrublands of Mukarem that could probably withstand something like this. Is a very delicate ecosystem, and it's likely this has been damaged, possibly irreparably and irreversibly. I mean, again, we could always try and find a way to help this in various methods, ceremonies, opportunities, things like that. But there's a lot of damage here. And I don't think it should be taken lightly at all. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here you go. Here's the, and then after that is the single-minded attack by Sir Thordis Revet and the Marble Gauntlet. Yep, Thordis Revet kicking ass. A lot of people getting killed. This is brutal. Oh, and we have Greenweild also rocking up. We have other Andashi rocking up, and we have members of the Order of the Hallowed Word. That's spooky. Don't often see that, at least that I am aware of. Yep. Good job. Yeah. There's a lot of work to do here, but, you know, the war's been won. Everyone contributed here. Bolsterlee did a hell of a lot of work here. Really good job, folks. Can't kill hope, can't grow fear. That is the last line of this one. This is a big one. Yeah, just great job, everybody. Really, really good job. I am super proud of everybody. You all did a really good job. This is cool. As a mage, or at least as a current mage character, especially that was involved with the Twin Gaze of the Crystal Maw ritual, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. I knew this was going to have a negative effect when we did it. When we were getting the like RP thing as we had done in the midst of doing the ritual. And I had my reservations before it a little bit of like, yeah, this is gonna do something bad. I didn't really say anything because I had a feeling everyone else is kind of in the same boat. Apparently that may not be the case, but yeah, this is gonna need some work. And I'm definitely gonna try and do my bit to help with this because this is woof. Yep. So that's the war in Wayland. Wrath of the Concord. Good job, everybody. Battle 1. Brutally so. 40,000 power. Taken and put to standstill. I mean, they're not gone, but, you know, the forces are still there. They've just retreated, it would appear. But, yeah, damn. Alright. We're going to move on to a Matter Fit of Boghoffons. Something kind of fun. I love this one. I think this one's really funny. Let me make sure I can get... Here it is. So this is to do with the Greenweild, with Lorona and our Academy players. Short version, Boghoffons are these, like, creatures from the Greenweild. The Sableheart, I believe. Sableheart, Sablewood, one of the two. Basically, these are these are like weird plant bug fae things that have a real like childish, chaotic mind, tend to just kill and eviscerate people, but they don't hurt kids. Absolutely do not hurt kids. They will cause mischief and do all that sort of, you know, crazy fae things, but they do not hurt kids under the age of 15, it would seem. They'll like teach them weird dances and songs and crude things, but there's always like, it seems like there's messages hidden in these, and also they are like harbingers of like arcane catastrophe. I'm going to pull that off to be sure that is the case, but I believe that is the wording from the Weald. Oh, right, I have to click on the thing. There we go. Yeah, I could have sworn it was something to do with arcane catastrophe, but yeah, they're the harbingers of something big. Right. Reason why this is particularly a problem is there are an abnormally massive amount of them. There are so many that they're spilling into the Lorona. All into the Lorona. So the first subheading of this one is the Jester has escaped the court. Which I personally translate into send in the clowns. Yeah, this is nuts. There's a lot of crazy things going on. This is a lot of good content coming for the summit, and just for like in general for any Academy kids under 15. There's your parental guardian. Put the email in to the Concord team, because you know those kids can get some game. And like actually really have a cool focus on some stuff. This is actually really cool. Yeah, this one's wild. It's hard to really go into this one because it's on the surface, it's not a lot. Again, wielder characters might have a little more insight into this one, but this one's just spooky. I will say there is a fun one of these here somewhere. That is Lorenomerian farmers having basically dealing with the Boghoffons, and kind of just with a very casual flippancy of like, oh, I could just go get some boys from down the pub to go deal with it. It's just really casual. It's very funny. I love this article. This one's fun. I like these. Yeah, this is just fun. Like creepy and weird, but it's fun. This is a fun game, and I love that it's focusing on the academy. I love this. I think this is excellent. I don't have too much more to say on this one, other than it's just funny. Yeah. Well, actually, there is a thing later to do with Balak's Holdfast, and the question of, well, could we just corral the Boghoffons and just throw them at Balak's, edit the Elsevier, and just let them deal with it? I'm really curious if we could pull that off. I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful that is the case, but it would be very funny. So, yeah, I don't have too much more to say for a Matter Fit of Boghoffons, but go read it. It's a fun read. Academy players, I hope will enjoy this one. This is great. Good job, Concord team. This is a great idea. Yeah, we're going to move on to the next one. Yep. Oh boy. There are no kings here. Battle of Bolsterlee. This does also have concern for Lorenomere and anyone, any amount of concern with the Elsevier or the Kingdom of the Vales / Balak Kings. Right. Short version of this one is to do with the fighting in Bolsterlee with the fleets from Lorenomere to get in here and start kicking ass against the Elsevier. I believe the Marlin. As a note, the Marlin has basically just upped and fucked off, leaving patches of Elsevier, members of its hive mind basically behind, have just kind of going a bit loopy. A lot of the Marlin's forces have basically just poured onto Elsevier barges and just gone into the ocean and have just fucked off. I believe it's the Eastern Sea, but the point is, I think Eastern Explorer Sea. The point is, they've just upped and fucked off. This is spooky, but ultimately, you know, there's a lot of effort being put in here. Genuinely good work by, I believe it's Charles Lemaire and the Lorenomere as a whole. Great work. Big thing to note after this, the Balak Kings start to invade. I believe it's Ira Morgan, the son of Alabaster Morgan, has begun to make his way in. He seems like a very spooky dude. There word of him being, you know, a false hand or fell hand, which would suggest odd fighting tactics or possibly some other interesting details. Yeah, this one's spooky. There's a lot of there's a lot. There's some great like titles here, like Eastbound and Drowned, great title, subtitle for this one. There is a question of what the Elsevier fleet that picked up the Marlin was actually doing there at all. We don't know currently, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, we don't really know. Yeah, it's weird. It's really not known why this is the case. There is a point here made that, you know, the Liberty's Fist / you know, the Navy's there. They could go after this Elsevier fleet. They could try and chase after it, destroy it. The question remains, I suppose. Yeah, this is scary. But yeah, the Balak Kings are invading. That is a war front. We'll get into that in the next episode. We'll have the Warfront stuff to talk about. There's a lot to go on with those ones. But baseline, the Marlin has fucked off into a previously unknown Elsevier fleet. They could be fled after. The option persists, but the Baylight Kings are now invading, which is spooky. Yeah, I don't think there's too many big details here beyond that. There's just a lot of spookiness going on here, and a new foe to deal with. So that's a thing. Worth noting, we've not, as far as I'm aware, we've not heard any more word about Alabaster Morgan. We have Iron Morgan invading here, but Alabaster Morgan is kind of an unknown quantity to a degree, which is, again, spooky. Something to think about. But yeah, there's a lot to do here for the Rodemere and the people of Bolsterlee to a degree. So, big decisions to be made here. So, again, good work. Fighting, folks. Excellent job. Yeah, we're going to pop over now to the last one for this episode, that being the weight of worth. There's a lot of technical stuff here, so I'm going to try and cover it as best I can. Maybe not with exacting detail, because definitely go read that stuff for yourself. It occurs to me, sorry, I should have mentioned this earlier. So, Dekaning, I'm not quite sure the last name pronunciation. A member of of Concord LARP, a player in Concord LARP, has taken to doing recordings of Winds articles and putting them up on their YouTube channel. You could find links to this on the Discord server for Concord LARP or on the Concord LARP Facebook group. Please go check that out. I have subscribed to the channel. It's good stuff. I love having more content to do with Concord in like YouTube and Twitch coverage. It's awesome. I really, really like it. Before I go on to the weight of worth, real quick, there is something I do need to mention. With recording on Twitch now, or doing streams on Twitch, I will no longer be mentioning any external like YouTube channel, that kind of thing anymore, because Twitch's policy around that sort of thing has changed. So I'm not going to mention it. There will be no links to my own other stuff, at least to do with YouTube and stuff like that, on Twitch. Nothing posted in chat. The links to my YouTube channel are still on my Twitch page. You can still get to it there. That's perfectly fine and all that. But otherwise, when on Twitch and streaming on Twitch, I actually can't talk about it, which is really stupid. But whatever, stupid legal things seem to be the way of it at the moment. So, because I'm recording this one, I'm saying it because I'm not streaming it on Twitch, so I can actually talk about this. So there you go. That's a thing I have to deal with. I might start streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch. We'll see. I don't quite know where I'm at with this just yet. I got other things to work out, but at the moment, that's where we're at with that one. So, let's go on to the weight of worth. I can find the article. Oh, sorry. There was one other thing to mention. I believe there are no kings here. I'd have to double check. I believe so. Let me pull this up real quick. There is one more thing I just need to check. It's kind of a cool thing. Here we go. So the where is it? So for monsters are more effective than princes, the third sub article for there are no kings here. It does mention a new Concordian title, being the Concordian Consular. For those that are unaware of what a consular is, or a consul is in regular government, this is a little like an ambassador, more like a national representative, I guess you could call it that, that will go to a foreign nation and will be in that nation and will help facilitate, trade and like legal proceedings, overseedings, that kind of thing. It's a very complicated job. I don't know what form this is taking in Concord, but that's what a consular generally does. So I imagine the Concordian Consular will be to do with like foreign nation stuff, another sub part of the foreign nations section of the Senate and general Concordian governmental proceedings. We will probably get the heads up for what this is in the article. What's Yours is Mine, I believe it's called. along with whatever the Royal Ranger is, which we'll talk about next time when we get into the battle in the Steamfault Mountains and that kind of thing. We'll get into that one there, because I believe that's where it's mentioned first. But yeah, just wanted to mention the Concordian Consular new title. Alright. Let's get into the Weight of Worth. So, the Weight of Worth. To give a simple version, the Weight of Worth is all about the 2 Senate appraisals that have been put through. These are the things we can put money and wains of resources into to make stuff and upgrade cool stuff in nations to do things. There are 2 such sub sides we have at the moment. There is working out a form of super herb garden, or just medicinal herb influx of resources for the head surgeon in general, to help with that sort of thing, healing, all that kind of jazz. There are 3 different options. They are all in Bordevar. I'm pretty sure. I say pretty sure. I believe you can do all 3. But it'd be very difficult. We could probably just aim to do just 1, and that's probably more advantageous. All of these, by the way, all 6 of these, because there's 3 for the stuff in Bordevar relating to the herb garden, and there's 3 in Andash relating to trade and such. These prices, I say prices, that's the wrong word. Like, the resource requirements, both coin and wains, these estimates will remain as such until 2025. So, try and get it done. So we have 3 in Bordevar. We have the first option is essentially doing a lot more work on Rickensteer, the little Rickensteer Isle. For those that are not aware of what Rickensteer is, this is I think it's basically just an isle, like and when I say isle, I mean like tiny island, really small. This is like a patch of very magically strong land that have a couple of bridges going to it that get harvested for small amounts of crystal mana and herbs by Greenweilders and Bordavarians. This basically got turned into a massive argument, almost into a full-on, small-scale conflict, basically, until the Concordian Civil Service stepped in and went, all right, hang on a minute, we're handling this, we're going to do it this way, and said, basically, I think it's once a year, Greenweild and Bordavarian Concordian heroes will basically select a team of 5 combatants, and they'll basically fight as not a tradition, but they will have basically like blood games almost. I would call this like a sporting event. This is very much like a pseudo gladiatorial sporting event. And whatever team wins, whatever side wins, they'll pick one of their team members, one of their 5 team members, and they will become the what's the term? The tender of Rickensteer. There's an actual term for this. Groundskeeper. That's what I wanted. Groundskeeper of Rickensteer. So one summit they would get herbs. They would get some herbs, and the other summit they'd get some crystal mana. I believe you got these on top of whatever your investment is. There is a title page for this one now, the Groundskeeper of Rickensteer, so you can go and see. It'll have all the information there. Please go read it. But basically, this option for the commission is upgrading Rickensteer, making it more powerful, making it much more tended, much more cared for, cultivated. But it means the Groundskeeper of Rickensteer will no longer exist as a title. Bordevar and Greenweild will no longer have this tie, and instead the crystal mana and the herbs will just be given to the Concordian head surgeon. This would be kind of good for the head surgeon and like Concordian hospital efforts in general, because it means they'd have more herbs, but it also means they'd get crystal mana to do stuff, which is, a good way to make money. It's a good way to get trade. It's a good way to help with other things, especially if there's like stuff that actually needs crystal mana, or if there's ceremonies that need to be performed, that sort of thing. This is actually kind of good. The downside is, and I call this a pretty big downside, is this means Bordevar and Greenweild don't have this connection anymore. I actually really like this. I often take to calling the Rickens tier fight. I call it Bridge Club, because it started over people getting over bridges and yelling at each other about how shitty the other's bridge was. I just think it's funny. I really enjoy this. I think it's just a fun whimsical thing. It's just a fun pastime. This is just neat. I would prefer the Groundskeeper of Rickens tier stays because I think it's culturally very cool. It's a really nice tie and it's very fun. So I would like that to stay personally. But, you know, I'm not a Bordavarian. You know, I'm not a Greenwelder, so ultimately I guess I don't have a stake in this, but I just think this is neat. The second option is in the manor where the body of King Artorius is being held allegedly and watched over by the orders of the Hallowed Word. There are the Winter Gardens on those grounds. Just this big, beautiful set of gardens that have just been completely abandoned and not worked on at all, and have been lost to the ravages of time. Basically, this can get worked for a lot of money and effort. Again, please go see the coin and material requirements for it. But basically, this is the big one. This is the big boy. It'll be protected. It'll bring taxes in, and it will produce 15. I believe it's 15 measures of each herb. I'm going to pull that up very quickly because I do want to make sure. Come on. Can't. Can't seem to pull it up on the wiki at the moment on my PC, but or on my laptop, sorry. But it's fine. Look, point is, 15 measures. It's either 15 measures mixture of each herbs, or it's 15 measures of each herb. I think it's each. This would go to the head surgeon, I believe. This is just cool. This is so many herbs. This is really good. I would love this one. I would love this one more than any other. I believe there might be some contention around doing this. There might be some people that are like, I don't really trust the Hallowed Word, folks. You know. I like this one. I think this is just bang for buck the best, but that's me. A third option is working a place called in Bordevar called the Feral Fields. Again, this will bring measures of herb. It'll take stuff. I don't have the thing in front of me. I can't get the actual information. But basically, this is the third option. This one spooks me. The fact that it's the Feral Fields, just the name Feral Fields alone is very spooky. Yeah, I don't know. That one spooks me personally. I mean, again, you're the ones doing it. Do what you want, but that one spooks me a lot. In and out of game. But yeah, so Bordevar got some plenty of options ahead. But medically, yeah, this is going to be a big one because this will help medical efforts in general. Yeah, it's going to be a huge boon. I could see some stuff about, you know, hey, from now on the head surgeon of Passage should be a Bordavarian because we're the ones putting the herbs to it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's a sentiment. I've not heard that sentiment. My gut check is like, I could see that happening. I could see that being brought up by someone, but at the moment, no idea. So that's where we're at with that one. Right. So the Andashi stuff. So 3 options. They basically consist of, I think it's Abkalar, I believe is what it is. But basically making a nice little way stop just outside the city of Obregon in the Andashi Tribelands. This is the other commission, by the way. This is to help facilitate trade between the Andashi nobles. Sorry, not nobles. Oh, wrong word. Really wrong word. Andashi nomads. The Sand Andashi to come and help facilitate trade between them, each other, and with the Stone Andashi of the city of Obregon. It does note It's not super big. There will be limited space. It's pretty good. I don't mind this one. I think it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think this one's fine. This is of the 3 options available to Andash, this one I'm like, it's fine. Like I call this easily a number 2. You know, coming close to tied for number 1 in general. It's pretty good. It's fine. The second one is doing up an old fort in the true wilds of Andash, in the Tribelands. Right, sorry. Before I continue that one, real quick, gonna roll back to the Apkalar, the way stop, as it were, the little rest stop for trade, in the Tribelands near Obregon. There is another point here in that the Tribelands, the Andashi Tribeland Senator will receive 10 random measures of resources as part of the tithe of the Nomad Andashi coming through. So the Tribeland Senator will receive 10 measures. It seems every summit, maybe one summit a year. We'll see. Yeah, that's cool. It's pretty solid. That's fine. It's a unique thing for a senator. I don't think I've seen anything like that in a regular occurrence like that. So that's cool. That's neat. It's a fun little bonus. The next one, yeah, as I said, True Wilds, setting up a fort. This would come under the control of the Andashi champion, and the benefit of this one is that under war times, basically any Andashi civilians / non-combatants, this is where they can go and be safe, or relatively safe. It just won't really do too much else because it's kind of out of the way in terms of like trade stuff. But it's still a neat option. You know, we had the Rivers of Blood stuff and the Golden Fortress. There was a lot of innocent bystander deaths as a result of the Rivers of Blood ceremony being done in the Tribelands with the war with the Sokotal a while ago. Yeah, it's a cool option. It's neat. I'm happy to see it. Probably the lowest thing for me, if I'm being honest, of all 3 options here, but it's fine. The third one is, and I like this one. I think this one's my top. Like I'm pretty certain this one's the top option for me. But basically, still in the Tribelands, it seems. I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't have it in front of me. Doing up a little way stop tavern resting area. Think of this like I look at this like a truck stop, basically, on the side of a road. It's kind of what it is doing this on One Up a Bunch, fixing it up to be a trade hub. So, you know, stop off, do some trading, do some bartering, all that kind of jazz. This will create a new title for Andash that will help, you know, with selling and purchasing. Again, I don't have it in front of me, but it's to do with artisan items and resources at like locked-in prices. This is just a cool option. It does state, I do remember this, that it will be a tempting target for like bandits and raiders, that kind of thing, which means, you know, might be attacked and that get damaged, but it creates a new title. I always like new titles, especially for Andash, that isn't a School of Gifts headmaster, even though, you know, School of Gifts is cool. Andash getting an economic title like this would be super cool. And this one's just really unique, so I'm like, I would love this one because it's just unique and cool and fun. And very different and very Andashi, so I would love this one personally. But, you know, either this or the first one, both are good. Yeah, I know I'm kind of breezing through this. Probably hasn't even been an hour, if I'm being honest. But, like, a lot of these are big, especially the Wrath of the Concord. Like, it's big. It's three sub articles, but it's big. It's not as big as the war document we get later with the Great Empires are not maintained by timidity, which we'll do for episode 18. Yeah, there's a lot. So, yeah, at the moment, all the commission options for Bordavar and Andash are all more or less tempting in their own ways for different reasons, but they're all interesting. Different changes, different, like, interesting things. The situation with Bolsterlee is fucky-wucky and weird. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. It's spooky. If there's something I can say for certain, I think it's spooky. We have the Matter Fit of Boghoffons. Again, spooky but whimsical and kind of fun, and I'm excited to see kind of what comes with this one. I don't know if this means we'll get Boghoffons at Passage, like in Passage. If so, that is a potential of going sideways in a very brutal way. Because it does state very clearly, yes, Boghoffons will attack. They will be very brutal with blunt and stabby weapons to adults. So spooky. And yeah, we have the Wrath of the Concord in fighting off the Onyx Arastocracy forces that have retreated. So, damn. Good stuff. Again, good writing here, as always. I have no notes. There's just nothing but good writing here. Loads of little fun bits, a lot of cool, like, roleplay prompts. Yeah, it's cool. I like this. I definitely think the next batch, which, as a note, will have the, in no particular order, great empires are not maintained by timidity. What is the other one? Righteous in belief, and what was the other one? Oh, sorry. Where is it? Cast down, but not cast out. We'll go on to those three next. And then currently, as I'm recording this, we've had... where are the other ones? We've had No Greater Legend Than Peace, to do with Lorena Mare. And We Are the Bloodglass Inheritors, to do with the Iron Valley. Those two have come out at time of recording. We will get the third one on the Friday, again at time of recording. And I believe that is going to be Of Monsters and Men, to do with the Greenweild. Yeah, so Great Empires Aren't Maintained by Timidity is the war report of all the different fronts. That's a very big document. I'm going to see if I can get some members of the War Chamber in to have a chat about that one, especially, at least as a highlight. No Greater Legend Than Peace is a great read. There's a lot of cool stuff there to do with the Rodomir, their Parliament situation, Second Revolution situation, and a spooky other thing. A couple of spooky things, Dead Reckoner, the Prosperity Curse, and something else. We'll get to that when we get to that. Beyond that, the Cast Down but Not Cast Out is Bordevar, Iron Valley, and the Steamboat Mountains, the Bull's Head Clan. There, yep, spooky stuff there as well. There's a lot of fun opportunities. Yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. I will get caught up. I hope. I'm going to have a bunch of spare time to do recordings, so hopefully I can actually get things underway. But yeah, the winds are moving at a good pace. Nothing but good writing here. Loads of cool stuff. The new process of it being rolled out on the wiki with 3 articles a week, I think it's awesome. As said by Skittles in a Discord chat previous night, it does mean they can write more, and they definitely are running more. This Winds is bigger than ever. It's massive. I'm probably going to do a count of all the sub-articles at the end when they're all out, which will be in like 3-ish weeks from now, basically, not including the one on Friday. But there's a lot to go. It is estimated that all the Winds articles will be out by the final official Concord training on March 16th, 2024, for Winter Summit 2024. All of them will be out. There's going to be certain ones that might get left until the end. We don't even have like the big Andashy ones left. We don't have the Treasury report, which probably will come near last. There will be the title update and the civil service information will be there. There's a bunch of really cool stuff coming, and I'm excited to see what comes of it. I'm always excited. But yeah, any changes and updates to the Concord wiki, please keep an eye on it or reach out to people you think know. I know there's recently been some changes to how bands work to a degree, that is to say war bands and sects. There's a small change to that. There's also a big cultural change to a degree with all that, so please go read that. I believe the Bordavarian commoners, knighthood and nobility, and the process of the noble virtues at the very least got a little bit of a shift with like prerequisite stuff. Again, please go read it. It's very important. If it matters to you, go read it. Yeah, go read the wiki. There's a lot of fun stuff. Or like, hey, organize a reading party. Like, get a bunch of people together on whatever Discord you have or whatever social platform, you know, Facebook Messenger, whatever, Zoom, and do like a read party and just like read through stuff on the wiki and read through the articles on the wiki as they come out. Like, it's always fun. For a couple in a row now, we've had people jump onto the voice chat on the Concord Discord and chat about the wins when they come out, because it's cool. Last night was wild. We had the We Are the Blood Class Inheritors come out. Did a read that with a few people, and had my mind blown of a few things. That's very scary. We'll get to that. I'm gonna lose my I'll try and save my stuff for that when it happens. That'll be like episode 19 probably, it would seem. Right, also episode 20, assuming I can get things arranged to do it, I will have Michael Harris / Skittles, the head of Concord LARP, on again. We'll probably have another bit of a Q&A going on, talk about some stuff. Maybe, we'll see. I gotta get in contact with him about that. We'll see what we can kind of do and work out. I don't have too much more to say, really. The first 4 Winds articles are really kind of all over the place in a weird way. Like wildly different tones, but overall, things have gone well, mostly. There's some spooky stuff on the horizon, but as it stands, there's a lot of really, really good work done. I would argue nothing, like, it's not 100% positive, but there's a lot to be positive about. So much good work done by everybody. Another prime example of when it counts, the Concord pulls together in a monumental way. It's amazing to witness it every single time. Yeah, loads of cool stuff. Really, really happy. I'm really proud of everybody. You all did a great job. Yeah, so I guess I'll do the obvious. I'll do the YouTube thing here real quick. If you enjoyed this, like it. If you have any comments, pop them in the comments. Subscribe if you're not already. I'm not really worried about algorithm stuff, if I'm being honest. Just to like be a little transparent about this. But subscribing and liking and commenting, like, genuinely this is a positive encouragement thing, which really does help me, because it means it doesn't feel like I'm just shouting into a void, basically. That's, you know, it's not, it is, with that kind of thing happening, it is a good encourager, which is always nice. I'm not demanding you do to, I'm not forcing you to. If you would like to, go ahead. Right, I also hit 50 followers on the Wanderer's Guide Twitch channel. That is a thing. Which, yeah, does mean if I can get my average viewer count where it needs to be and do a certain amount of hours streamed on like 7 different days in 1 month, that's a hit affiliate, which means the channel could make money. Not that I care about it doing so. Don't ultimately worry about any of that, the whole making money thing with the Twitch channel. I'm not concerned about it. It's just a cool milestone. I'm fucking wildly proud of that. I haven't stopped being proud of it. It happened when we did episode, I think around episode 16, when I had Owens and Brendan on, which is awesome. A read through of the Concordian timeline. That's a great one. Please go check that one out. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, this is big. This summit coming up seems huge, and I'm gonna try and do as much content I can around it feasibly. I'm genuinely gonna see if I can get my recording gear down onto site day before game in and maybe do an episode live, either on Twitch or on YouTube, or even just record, do one there. I would love to do that. I think it'd be fine. Just like out in the wilderness, get the gain on the microphone all the way up, get the ambient going on. Obviously try and limit any wind, and just like get the ambience at game, because it's cool. Maybe get a camera setup going. We'll see. I'll want to talk to some people, see if I can get that going. That'd be a lot of fun, just to like sit down at Boddington at Passage and just vibe on a stream. I think that'd be cool. But we'll see. You know, hey, if you like that idea and that sounds cool to you, like, you know, drop some comments. Tell me, like, if there's any other, like, little logistic things you think would be worth doing. Any other extra things to pop in there you reckon it'd be worth doing. Or if you want to be on it, that too. Yeah, there's a lot to be excited for Concord. It continues to be this beautiful little tangled mess of fun and nerves and excitement and just cool stuff. I love this game. I love Concord so much. I'm so happy it exists. I'm thankful every single day that this game exists, because it's everything I want from a LARP. So thank you. Yeah, brace yourselves for the next episode. The next couple episodes, there's some big stuff coming. We'll be talking about the next batches of articles of the Winds of the World. Right, there will be the Players React, as has happened for plenty of events now. That'll be happening on the Facebook page in, I believe, early April. Of a bunch of folks jumping on for an hour or so on the Concord LARP Facebook page, going live and talking about all the wins in short order. There's always a lot of really good ideas, a lot of cool takes. I actually love that I've had opportunities to talk with some of the regular occurrers on that, on Players React to the Winds of the World, and gotten like input and talks on that sort of other sides of the game I don't normally do. I absolutely adore it. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I am happy that through this podcast and like through its own thing and its own weird stuff, I'm getting more input on different aspects of the game I don't normally get, which is super cool. I absolutely love it. Yeah, thank you for listening to this. Hopefully, I hope the audio isn't too bad. If there are any audio issues, clipping, whatever, that kind of thing, please, again, comment, point it out. I'll try and keep an eye on that sort of thing in the future, as much as I am able. Yeah, I have been Luke, your wandering guide. This has been the Wanderer's Guide to Esterra. Be careful on the warfront. Happy summit prepping. And I really do hope you all have a good day or evening. Stay safe, drink water, make good choices. Bye, everybody.